to best suit our patients and to ensure our overall safety. Our current hours of operation are from 10:30 a.m. to 4 o'clock p.m. At this moment, we strongly encourage patients to only come to the office if you have made an appointment or have called in advance, as we only allow a specific number of individuals in office at one time. Per CDC recommendations, we are still following social distancing protocol, so we ask that all patients keep at least 6 feet of distance between themselves and others. Patients are required to wear a mask in order to enter the office and thus be seen by the doctor. Also, upon entrance, your temperature will be taken and we'll be asking you some questions concerning symptoms and exposure. While we are open, we understand that many still may be tentative to leave their homes, so we are currently offering virtual appointments using telemedicine technology and general wellness calls. If you have any questions or simply just want to schedule an appointment with us, please do not hesitate to call at 516-200-3850. The Prince Center for the Visually Impaired wants to thank you all for your continued support and cooperation, and we know with your help, we'll be able to build a safe and healthy environment for our staff and patients.
Good evening or good afternoon to everyone watching PCVI Network tonight, specifically your favorite show, Healthy Vision. As we previously said, this month is Children Eye Health and Safety Month. This is a month, most likely, we're already in the middle of the month. The month is almost over. But this is a month we're most likely going to talk about issues related to eye injury. In kids, when we say in kids, from 0 up to 21 years old, all these injuries, most likely this is the month most of them happen. Specifically for us, most likely at the Prince Center for Visually Impaired, this is the time we receive a lot of cases, a lot of kids, a lot of parents bring their kids to the Prince Center, not only for issue like a chronic issue like retinitis pigmentosa, or either the kid was born with some form of cataract, what we call the congenital cataract or congenital glaucoma, the kid's born with this condition, or the kid has what they call a juvenile diabetic, is a young form of diabetic, and that get complicated in the back of the eye, or the kids come with what they call the cortical visual impairment, or the kids come with either some other condition like strabism or amblyopia, or the regular form of like myopia, apermetopia. All these conditions, the kids come left and right. This is the month we get more. We do more eye exam or complete low vision exam for kids, and this is the month we get a lot of the school that send us send of the kids to advise them the best way they can use their vision. Guess what? For this school, for this type of school, or it's not only school or those organizations that send the people to the Prince Center for evaluation. These organizations, they want the person to be succeed. Now, however, they already know the kids or the employee have a issue with the vision, but they want to see the best way this person can use the vision. This best way we can help these people perform better with their vision. Now, this month we get all this, and that's why. But we have so many topics to talk about, we pick up two topics for tonight. We're going to talk about that for eye health safety month. The first one is what they call the art of visual perception in early learning. I'm not going to talk too deep about this aspect because I would love you to learn more about it. If you can get a copy of my book, and I get a lot of that's manual for child and vision development milestone. This book is available in all bookstore, specifically the online bookstore. It's everywhere, and Amazon, Barnes and Noble, and we will try to get it with some of the university right now. But it's at the press center, and you will learn a lot from this because the two topics I'm going to talk tonight, I'm taking them from this book, but I'm just briefly give you a little aspect from it. If you want to get more information, you can get this book, and you can even ask me question at the end if you get this book, because this book is very successful because we've been getting a lot of positive feedback. A lot of people left and right give us the feedback, and we're already working on a new one. Even this book just came out in January. We're already working and get a new one coming out, because this one is done most likely for child from 0 up to 22, 24 years old. For this book, we already have people after this age. That's after 22 that already asked us to have a new one. Now, the first topic we're going to talk about is the art of visual perception in early learning, and the second topic we're going to talk about is diversity in the classroom, and we're going to talk a little bit at the end about the technology in today's learning. And those are two big topics. What we're going to do, we're going to take a break, and we will be right back.
Manual for Child and Vision Development Milestones is a precious guide that discusses the physical, social, motor, cognitive, language, and emotional development that occurs from birth through early adulthood for children with and without vision. It also discusses the possible effects of maltreatment on child development. This book contains the most recent research theories and findings of child and vision development investigated by eye care specialists and psychologists. The manual also consistently relates information to real-life situations and demonstrates the usefulness of psychology in everyday life situations involving children. The content is designed to educate and guide a broad range of readers, including students, parents, child specialists, and doctors on developmental norms at different stages of a child's life. This book is available in all formats regardless of sight impairment: text, ebook, and audiobook. It is also available in all online bookstores, inside the Eye Disease website, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Zillibris.
Vision loss can greatly affect one's quality of life. However, there are low vision devices and technology that can help patients maintain a functional quality of life. Prince Center for the Vision Impaired specializes in helping patients find the right technology for their specific needs. For more information, call us at 516-200-3850 or stop by our office at 550 West Merrick Road, Suite 3, Valley Stream, New York, 11580.
We are right back. The first topic, as I said is the art of visual perception in early learning. Now, the first thing we need to do is, what is visual perception? What it is? Well, to quote Dr. Prince, visual perception, I'm reading for you, is considered as the capacity to interpret or give meaning of what is seen. When we talk about visual perception, there is a lot going on, because first you see the thing, the brain has to, when you see it, the brain has to organize the ID, interpret the ID, and develop some form of memory of the ID. It involves a lot. All this come together before you will be able to remind something you see. Let's take for example what I'm talking about. Yeah, I have this. I know it's a cell phone. Why I know it's a cell phone? Because since since the first time whenever I have a cell phone, I see someone has a cell phone, they tell me it's a cell phone. However, my brain and see it. It's there is a lot of process that's good. There is a lot of process in beside I see it, and there is organization, there is interpretation, there is implementation. All these things go. Your brain do all this work, everything together before. As soon as you put it for me, I already know a cell phone. Because some people, I'm going to say to you, it's a lot of questions you can ask someone that have what they call dementia or Alzheimer. They used to know what it is. You may present this to them, they don't know what it is. You may say, what happened? He's sick. Because the process, there is a blockage, there is a stop somewhere in the processing. That's where it is. Do the processes that happen in the remembering area of the brain, what we call for some of the doctors, the Washington should the Wernicke area, understanding, or do in any part in the temporal area, or where the problem is. Most likely it will not be in the frontal area, because most likely for concentration stuff like that, I'm talking most likely with the doctor. But there is a blockage of the processing. There is a stop somewhere that make, if someone have some specific condition, they used to know what it is, they don't remember it, and stuff like that. Now, that doesn't happen only for people with Alzheimer. That happen also for people with vision issue, which is the topic we're going to talk about tonight. Because generally, people that have vision issue, they may have a deficit of visual processing skill, which help them. When we say visual processing skill, which help them, which prevent them perform some daily living activity. When we talk about visual processing skill, that involve a lot. And the specialist, the teacher of visual impairment know what I'm talking about. Some of I would say the pediatric ophthalmologist will know what I'm talking about. But again, visual processing, when it's that affected, there is a lot of activity. When we say daily living activity, this person may use to do a cup of tea, may use to do breakfast for the kids. This person may use to do to dress themselves, pick up these clothes, do some specific thing. Or this person may use to read a lot of stuff, and now this person cannot do it, because the visual processing, there is a deficit in visual processing. Now, all we can get that fixed is this stuff. This issue cannot fix by having surgery. That's where the low vision rehab come to play. That's where we talk about the interdisciplinary. That's where we talk about the multidisciplinary team come together, where the ophthalmologist, the low vision rehab specialist, and the teacher of vision impairment, where even the OT, and all the team come together, and even the pediatric come together and see how we can help this person to fix this type of condition. Usually, we get kids that have this condition. Sometimes I'm going to present you on the screen some of the signs symptoms this kid present. Usually, this kid is squinting their eye and closing their eye to see. Sometimes this kid has some visual behavior. They have to do like this, tilt their head to be able to see. If they're reading, they're losing their space, and they're holding object. Whatever they're reading, they may have this book, they're holding like this to see, to be able to see. Or they miss word, they miss letter, and they may have to, besides missing word and letter, they may have difficulty to distinguish color. And sometimes you may see them avoiding dark area, avoiding driving, because those kids 20, 18 years old, so a lot of them are driving. They say a lot of maybe afraid to drive at night, specifically for kids that have retinitis pigmentosa. All these signs symptoms, I'm saying to you, different condition can give them. Now, there is a lot. These people, they may have difficulty to recognize the word, the street sign, or you may see them jump and walking to the step and bumping onto side, a lot of those things. And we want you, if you see all this thing happen, there's way this issue can be fixed. Your ophthalmologist may say to you, there is nothing we can do, and or just go get vitamin A. Look for a vision rehab facility. Look for the print center, and I don't say it, or someone, or look for a VA facility. The why I'm talking percent of VA facility, you need to get a facility that do vision rehab, not a facility that just give you glasses to see, but that can teach you the visual skill. That's where we get what they call the vision rehabilitation therapists. That's what we call orientation and mobility specialists. That's what we call teacher of vision impairment. There is a lot of state agency that can help you with this type of kids, because these type of, but you have to know how to get them. You know, sometimes if you call New York State, the Commission for the Blind, they send you some agency, there is no improvement, or you're not satisfied. Look for some private agency, or try to look for some other organization, because there is still way a lot of issues your kids have can be fixed. And my IT already makes sign to me, ask me the time is out. Well, we're going to take a break, and we're going to be right back to the second part of the segment of the show.
Print Center for the Visually Impaired is a state-of-the-art facility with low vision specialists for all your vision needs. Our low vision rehabilitation specialists will accurately measure your visual capabilities and help you use it more efficiently. Please call us today for a low vision evaluation at area code 516-200-3850, or stop by our local office located at 550 West Merrick Road, Suite 3, Valley Stream, New York, 11580. Do not assume your options are limited to surgery or glasses, and do not wait until you are legally blind to benefit from our services.
We are right back, and as I said before, the second part of the show tonight will be another topic, a hot topic, what we call diversity. But this time, we're going to talk about diversity in the classroom. And I said that in the beginning of the show. Both topic I'm talking to tonight, they all is on the manual for child and vision development milestone. Now, I don't have enough time in the show to talk the whole chapter as for a diversity in the classroom. However, I'm just going to give you just an overview of what exactly, or your kids can be successful, or it can help you, help your kids or yourself, you know, when you go to school, the best way to learn. And diversity can have different learning. When we say different learning, different meaning, depending on the context. And nowadays, diversity play a big role. Most of the organization is promoting diversity. Now, it's not only in the political organization or to be president. We have the first black president now. In the Democratic Party, the vice president pick up a black person, and it's not only that way. In healthcare organization now, they are promoting diversity, and a lot of organization was already doing it anyway. And now that doesn't stay only in that area, because diversity, that's why we say diversity can have a different meaning depending on the context. Because in the classroom also, when kids go to school, you know, the best way, specifically a kids with vision loss, or a kid with visual impairment, or a kid with multiple disability, or a kids, when we say this multiple disability, a kids that may have what they call a cortical visual impairment or cortical blindness, whatever the condition, or retinitis pigmentosa, or any condition that can affect the vision of the kids. Each one of these when we talk kids, or yourself too, but this month is about kids, that are focused on kids. Each one of these issues can prevent you from learn the best way what you're supposed to learn in school. And because some of the kids may learn to graphic, some of the kids may learn to short. And I've been experienced that when I was in medical school, because some of the smart students, when the teacher is giving all the information, they don't take note like everyone. They do short, and they do graphic that explain everything the teacher, the professor is saying, and included in the graphic. Some kids are learning by aura. When we say aura, that's mean by listen. They just sit down and listen. That's the way whatever the professor said, and they grab it. By matter of fact, a primarily kinesthetic. That's mean learning by doing. You tell them do this, do this, do this, do this, they do it. Now, why I'm saying all this stuff of learning, because you have to understand, you know, that's where the diversity come. That's where the culture of the kids come. That's where you have to take the kids. If someone with vision loss, all these two said what? If a teacher of vision impairment help a kid with a kid successful in school, a kid with visual impairment, or a kid will have any condition, that doesn't mean the same teacher can help a kid the same way being successful. You know, each kid's different. Each kids can learn in a different way. And now the market is leading toward that way. We have a lot of professional. There is a lot of profession before that was not, we were not here before, and now we have university. We have people, graduate students that go for TVI, teacher of vision impairment, that go for vision rehabilitation therapy, that go for low vision rehabilitation therapy. We have all this skill, but is ourselves, you know, as parent, is ourselves, you know, as professional, as organization. That's why to this network, we advise to get the right professional, because if you have a kid that have a traumatic brain injury, or that affect the vision, or a kids that have cortical vision impairment, don't think the ophthalmologist is going to fix the problem for you. The ophthalmologist will tell you they cannot do anything, like they do for kids with retinitis pigmentosa. A lot of them, when they see the retinal specialist, they said, just go get vitamin A. Guess what? These kids are going to school. They've been successful. Who you think helped them? Low vision rehab specialist, a vision rehabilitation therapist, a teacher of vision impairment, if they have a chance. But there is not a lot of the people that know about this type of profession that go to this profession. That's one of the reasons in the state of New York, if you ask how many a teacher of vision impairment, there is not that many. You may see one for the whole county, or two for the whole county. You understand? Now, this is why, because there is a lot of unknown aspect. My experience with the presenter, it's just like I'm saying to myself, when a kids go to school, for example, to get a master for low vision, to become a low vision therapist, and the kids get graduate, and guess what? When the kids come back to New York, who think they can do the job for the kids? Someone just work for a company, they are selling low vision product, and when they come to your practice, because they do that to me at the Press Center, they say to me, just write the script and we will take care of the rest. And in their mind, they think this kid that went for a master program at a university that learned those visual skills to train the people or to use the remaining of vision, it just teach them how to open a computer or to work on a TV. That's the way I see it. Show them this is turn on, this is. That's why so many low vision patients, when you go to their house or when they come to your practice, they have so many optical devices. They said it's not working. You know why it's not working? Because the eye care provider usually give them the correct prescription. But what the eye care provider doesn't do, there is another part of the services that's not providing, is how to use them, is how to teach the person how to see. And that's where we come to prepare, because I don't know, it's because of the COVID, we've been getting a lot of patients from left and right, and all come with, they have low vision, they already see several low vision specialists, they have good prescription, but they cannot see with this prescription. You know why? Because some of them, when you look at their eccentric viewing, I'm not talking only for the actor, what we call the sweet spot, you see these people, their vision is to the side, because I always consider the eye like a clock, like you see 12 o'clock here, 6 o'clock here, and 9 o'clock here, 3 o'clock here. If someone has vision only, you may see some people when they have to see, they have vision at 5 o'clock or 3 o'clock. You see, when they have to see, they look down like this for them to see. If someone has this vision and the low vision specialist just give them a binocular kidoscope and put it over here, the power is good, but what's not taken care is to advise the person the best way to see on it, the best way, because a lot of these patients, they need to learn how to see again. That's the way we said it, and they need to learn those visual skills that when we born, we've been doing them. We don't pay attention, because we learn by imitation. I see my grandparents, when they born, they send me to school. I see they have book, I go to school, and the person that teach me has both. They have the vision, I have my vision, I just see. But however, when we start getting old, we start losing the vision, there is adaptation that needs to be done, you know. And this is all this thing. You see, I came from diversity in classroom and go all the way to low vision. That doesn't mean I'm not in the subject. This is where that can lead into word too, because all this to say to any teacher, just taking care of one student the same way doesn't mean you can do another student with the same condition the same way, because each kids with vision loss or vision is unique. You have to consider them in full, you know, with all the culture aspect, everything, all the information you can get, and that can help you that can help this type of learning. And another part in the book, as I'm saying to you, I'm just looking, that's very important. It's just like sometimes as when we talk about assumption about what typical students should know, like some teacher may think, you know, if the kids supposed to already have some prior knowledge, but that's not the case. That's not the case. And because if you're not connected with the kids, because what they call attention to the style of learning is very important. Because if you don't match the style of learning for the kids, you're going to waste your time. Because if you're doing something, even the kids, you may assume the kids already know it, and the style you're using is not a style basically that, you know, can stimulate the brain, that can stimulate the kids, that can get the attention of the kids. What's going to happen? it's going to lead a decrease of the participation, a distraction. The kids will be interest, don't even want to see you, what you're doing. And that's one of the thing, and that's very important. We talk about with all the even teacher with early intervention. As for this aspect, I feel like there's so many things I could talk now, but I want you to go to the book, the Manual for Child Development, and you will learn that much. This is, you see, this is all a little bit of what I'm giving you, and the other aspect we're going to talk before we finish. We're going to take a break. What the other subject we're going to talk is the technology into the nowadays, because the way people learn, to technology with the COVID-19 are changing everything. Even everything was there before, but we're going to take a break and we will be right back.
Manual for Child and Vision Development Milestones is a precious guide that discusses the physical, social, motor, cognitive, language, and emotional development that occurs from birth through early adulthood for children with and without vision. It also discusses the possible effects of maltreatment on child development. This book contains the most recent research theories and findings of child and vision development investigated by eye care specialists and psychologists. The manual also consistently relates information to real-life situations and demonstrates the usefulness of psychology in everyday life situations involving children. The content is designed to educate and guide a broad range of readers, including students, parents, child specialists, and doctors on developmental norms at different stages of a child's life. This book is available in all formats regardless of sight impairment: text, ebook, and audiobook. It is also available in all online bookstores, inside the Eye Disease website, Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, and Syllabus. In lieu of all that is happening with COVID-19, we have adjusted our office policies to best suit our patients and to ensure our overall safety. Our current hours of operation are from 10:30 a.m. to 4 o'clock p.m. At this moment, we strongly encourage patients to only come to the office if you have made an appointment or have called in advance, as we only allow a specific number of individuals in office at one time. Per CDC recommendations, we are still following social distancing protocol, so we ask that all patients keep at least 6 feet of distance between themselves and others. Patients are required to wear a mask in order to enter the office and thus be seen by the doctor. Also, upon entrance, your temperature will be taken and we'll be asking you some questions concerning symptoms and exposure. While we are open, we understand that many still may be tentative to leave their homes, so we are currently offering virtual appointments using telemedicine technology and general wellness calls. If you have any questions or simply just want to schedule an appointment with us, please do not hesitate to call at 516-200-3850. The Print Center for the Visually Impaired wants to thank you all for your continued support and cooperation, and we know with your help, we'll be able to build a safe and healthy environment for our staff and patients.
We have to talk about the technologies. I'm looking in the technology in day-to-day classroom. This is another chapter in this book, Manual for Child and Vision Development Milestone. And because technology become a valuable tool in the education system, not only nowadays, before, because what's going on now is not a surprise for us in the vision field, because we've been learning by distance learning before, and a lot of our patients, they use electronic device, because the kids that completely blind, they use some of them use specific software if they have the laptop, like Java. A lot of software we don't have. We are not doing marketing for any company, but there is a lot of software and they are using, and that help them compete with kids with that fully sighted. And And now, if before you see they used to use like they call the open book, and they used to use Kuzol, Kuzwell 100, not the Kuzol we put in the glasses, stuff like that. People in the field know what I'm talking about. But now that for kids that doesn't have vision, this was a program that can help them, get information from a information where kids fully sighted can read text message, and they can transform all this information in Braille for them. And them themselves, they can use it from Braille and transform them in text for them. That can get, or they can use a reader software that can read for them. And even some of them using specific device, like we said before. Now, I have kids that come to our office that say to me, they have some vision. They say to me, Doc, I know my school give me a CCTV to use, but the time it take me to use the CCTV to take note or to do my assignment, it's faster for me to do Braille. Because why I use Braille? Because it's more faster. That's why I use Braille. Well, I understand them. You understand? But they learn both. When I'm talking all these things, at the Press Center, we have all this software. We have all this equipment. We have a big low vision and blind rehab room where your kids, because your kids may be in school, they may have access to this equipment at school. When they get home, they don't have them. Now, the first thing you can do is contact the library in your town and ask them if they can get them. Now, if they don't have them, look for some state agency to see how they can help you, or look for the Commission for the Blind in your state. If they don't have it, that's when you come to a non-for-profit organization like the Press Center and ask, or you can have your kids come and practice, or you can have your kids come and learn. And you yourself, if you want to learn Braille, learn all this, but some people call them a new language, stuff like that. You'll be surprised, because this year we have a lot of sighted, not only kids, adults, just come to the Press Center and learn Braille. And we teach them, and they were able to write a letter to their friends, stuff like that. This is exciting thing. And now all this, a lot of them didn't know if they want to do some translation. Google already ahead of the game with them. But what they don't, but there is a lot to learn, because what I'm saying to you guys, you need to get a professional that can help you. If you have your kids that at home, we know the COVID-19 is there. We know some people that live in some part in the New York State. I believe this week New York City Department of Health send us email, advise us, give us some zip code. Hopefully the IT will show the zip code on the screen for us, where there is a lot of mosquitoes. Beside the COVID-19, there is a lot of mosquitoes, and that can lead to what they call the West Nile disease, that can attack a lot of kids. And they give a schedule as far where they're going to clean, have some pesticide, and to kill some of the mosquitoes. And now, this information the IT going to show them on the screen. You will know if you have anyone in that zip code. So just to be careful with this is where they've been get more cases of mosquito that's caused West Nile disease. This is a disease none of us want to have our kids to have. And at PCVI Network, what information we have, we always give it. And New York City Department of Health even advise some of the provider, whoever provider watching PCVI Network, if they have any patient that come with poison, food poison, like as for related to the pesticide, what they use to kill those mosquitoes, just to let them know. You can call this number in the back of the screen. These are the information we get from New York City Department of Health for this week. We talk a lot today. We give a lot of information, but we're going to, hopefully, I hope we were able to get another show next week before the month is over. But I'm waiting, like this week, I've been getting a lot of people ask me to send them to sign this book to them. And thanks to some of my classmates, thanks to some of my colleagues, because sometimes when you have friends, the way they show support and they know you write book, they ask you, can you sign an autograph copy or they can get it. And I say thanks to Kate. And I know she was in the hospital. I hope she feel better. And I hope you get out, because like I said, I would love to have you in the show. And I hope you get better. And thank you for taking and order and this book, because you could order it from Amazon. You can have order it from Barnes and Noble, but you want the autograph copy from your colleague, and I appreciate that and thank you. And I will say thank you to everyone also that's go to the publishing company website, because these people, that's where they can get a hard a hard copy. This is a soft copy, and that ordered book. And thank you to some of them that ordered to Amazon, to ebook, and thank you for all of them that ordered to Barnes and Noble, and we thank them. And we want your feedback now. That's why we want to feedback, because I already got a lot of feedback. That's why in the beginning of the show I said we're already working on a new one, because some of the parents said to us, Dr. Prince, we need you to have one for us too, because a lot of stuff you said we do have it too, but we don't know if it's related. When I asked them, what do you have, they said to me, well, when I'm reading, I cannot stay in line. I'm losing space. Sometimes I see, when I finish, I cannot see the beginning of the word. Sometimes I can only see in the middle of the word, and sometimes I have to lower my head to be able to see. Those are all visual behavior that related to any visual condition. You need to check your doctor. If your doctor cannot fix it, get a second opinion, and they will be able to help you. This is all I have for you today, and I thank everyone who watching, and I'll see you next time.
Vision loss can greatly affect one's quality of life. However, there are low vision devices and technology that can help patients maintain a functional quality of life. Prince Center for the Visually Impaired specializes in helping patients find the right technology for their specific needs. For more information, call us at 516-200-3850 or stop by our office at 550 West Merrick Road, Suite 3, Valley Stream, New York, 11580.
In lieu of all that is happening with COVID-19, we have adjusted our office policies to best suit our patients and to ensure our overall safety. Our current hours of operation are from 10:30 a.m. to 4 o'clock p.m. At this moment, we strongly encourage patients to only come to the office if you have made an appointment or have called in advance, as we only allow a specific number of individuals in office at one time. Per CDC recommendations, we are still following social distancing protocol, so we ask that all patients keep at least 6 feet of distance between themselves and others. Patients are required to wear a mask in order to enter the office and thus be seen by the doctor. Also, upon entrance, your temperature will be taken and we'll be asking you some questions concerning symptoms and exposure. While we are open, we understand that many still may be tentative to leave their homes, so we are currently offering virtual appointments using telemedicine technology and general wellness calls. If you have any questions or simply just want to schedule an appointment with us, please do not hesitate to call at 516-200-3850. The Prince Center for the Visually Impaired wants to thank you all for your continued support and cooperation, and we know with your help, we'll be able to build a safe and healthy environment for our staff and patients. Avec tout ça qui a passé à COVID-19, bureau nous fait une série de changements pour nous plus bien prendre soin patients nous et pour nous protéger santé nous toutes. Nous ouvrons pour nous chaque jour à 10h30 le matin et nous fermons à 4h. Dans ce moment ça, nous recommandons tout patient nous pour faire appointment aux soirées les avant de venir dans le bureau parce que nous seulement permettre une certaine quantité de monde dans l'office là. Avec recommandation CDC ou soit Center for Disease Control, nous avons toujours suivi le protocole social distancing et nous demandons tout patient pour quitter au moins de 6 pieds de distance avec tout le monde. Tout patient a obligation pour mettre masque dans le visage pour rentrer dans le bureau et pour voir le docteur. En plus de ça, nous prenons la température de tout le monde qui vient et nous posons une série de questions sur les symptômes qu'ils sentent. Même si nous ouvrons, nous pouvons comprendre que pile de monde a toujours senti un doute pour quitter le caillou. Et c'est peut-être ça que nous offrons tout patient un rappel gratis avec le docteur. Ça qui est un wellness call, côté vous pouvez discuter des problèmes que vous avez gagnés avec eux. En plus de ça, nous offrons virtual appointments avec technologie telemedicine. Si vous avez aucune question ou soit vous voulez faire un appointment avec nous, pas hésiter à relayer nous dans 516 200 3850. Nous voulons dire famille nous dans PCVI que nous vraiment apprécions ce pour nous et nous souhaitons que nous continuions à protéger tête nous et la santé nous.